Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Harden. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Harden.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another great episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. I am Jason Harden, your host, and I am absolutely grateful to be here, man. And we have a great show for you today because I'm about to give you my takeaways from our interview with the young boss, YouTuber, social media influencer, all that other great stuff, Austin Sowell. The brother is only 16 years old, has been viewed over 1 million times on social media, has been viral, and is totally intentional. I like to use that word when I talk about this brother because he is definitely intentional on creating and building his personal brand. And we just interviewed him. That episode aired earlier this week, so check that out if you haven't heard it yet. But yeah, I want to give you my takeaways because the brother dropped a lot of gems. And I know I'm not going to cover them all in this short episode, but I'm going to give you the biggest ones that I took from it and that I hope my audience took from it. The first thing that stood out to me in this interview is that he's been doing it for 10 years. What did he say about since he was like 9 or 10 or something? And that's incredible. First of all, and he didn't just like turn the camera on and start doing it. He actually was very intentional about what he was doing. And he started off with YouTube and whatnot, but he was very intentional about creating content. You know, and we talk about it like it's an adult thing because it is creating content, but he was creating content at 9, 10 years old. And at first, I just think that's amazing for young people to explore their talents that way. And if you're a parent and you got a youngster that shows interest in anything, I would hope that you feed into it, especially if it's positive. If it's negative, man, don't feed into it, whatever. Or at least try to find a positive spin on it. But if it's all positive, man, try your best to invest in that child. Because like I said, man, if somebody would have invested in me earlier, I think I would have what I have today a lot sooner. You know, so that was the first thing is how young this youngster was when he started creating his own content and actually putting himself out there. Next thing that is kind of interesting to me was is that he did it for fun. You know, of course, he wasn't trying to make a business of it back then. I don't think he was really doing it for all the opportunities when he started, more so than he did it for fun. So, like I said, I think that passion in anything really has to be fun for you. If you have a passion for art, if you have a passion for some type of work, whether that be acting, whether that be music, whether that be medicine, whether that be helping others, whether that be counseling, whatever you have a passion for, I would hope it's fun for you. Usually that's why you have a passion for it, because you really enjoy it and it's still work for somebody else. So I think that's the secret to success, man, is whatever's fun for you should be work for somebody. Because if that's the case, then there's money to be made there. All right, one thing that, like I always say, is that the brother is 100% intentional. You know, especially now, you know, him being 16 years old. And another thing that he finds his own sponsorships, because people don't realize that the money that these influencers make doesn't just come from the platform they're on. Like a lot of folks think when you're on YouTube and you got a lot of views that you got a lot of money coming from YouTube, and that's not necessarily the case. You might get something from YouTube, but the money comes from the audience itself. You know, the money comes from the people that you impact. The money comes from the people that you basically have influence over. And really the way the money comes is through sponsorships, through affiliate marketing, through product placement. I mean, there's so many ways to make money, but it's up to you how it gets made. You know, if it's sponsorships that's going to make the money, then it's up to you or somebody on your team to help find sponsorships. If you're selling a product, man, it's up to you to create that product to sell. If you're doing affiliate marketing, it's up to you to find those companies to work with to do some affiliate marketing for. So in the end, man, I appreciate this youngster because he's I'm not going to say he's a one-man team because he has a very supportive family. He has some friends. He has people that he collaborate with. But when it comes to running his business, himself as a business, he takes the lead on that. And I know that because he reached out to me and got sponsorship, and he actually got it. You know, my company, Made in Dina, has sponsored this young man, and we're grateful to do it because, like I said, he's very talented. And I'm not just saying talented as in a good actor. I've never seen this kid act before, but he's talented in the way he goes about what he does. And like I said, people can turn anything into an art form. And he has turned being an influencer, a YouTuber, a social media guru into an art form. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it. And like I said, I haven't had 10 years of experience in making money with social media, you know, or creating opportunities with social media. I really haven't. So I learned a lot from my interview with him. I learned a lot from the energy that he brings to the industry. And not just him, but a lot of these youngsters have picked up on what a lot of us older folks or grown folks have slept on. And that's using social media to create opportunities. And I respect how he's done that. Next, what else do I have here? He wanted to see how far he could take it. You know, and I think that's pretty much the recipe for any entrepreneur getting into a new venture or a new industry. It's like, I know I don't do everything for money. I personally do things just to see how far I can take it. You know, I do things just to see what opportunities, not just money, but any opportunity that comes from it, whether that be media passes, whether that be meeting influential folks, whether that be building my network, whether that be selling products or getting my products out there in front of people's faces and building awareness, whatever it is, I always want to see how far I can take it. And that's one thing that he has done with his brand and business. He's actually seeing how far he can take it, and he's taking it pretty far so far, but I can't put a cap on his potential because, like I said, I think he's going to be big. You know, and I don't mean just because he's going to get into acting and all that. I'm pretty sure that's where he wants to go with it. At least a part of him wants to do it. So I know he's going to be big on that area, but I just think he's going to be big in the social media industry. You know, I think the way he goes about how he does what he does is going to just build nothing but influence for him. And like I said, it's an industry that I don't even fully understand because he tells me how he does these things and about other influencers and all that, and I can't recognize the name he'll throw out there, but the people he knows and the people he connects with and the people he collaborates with are people that have millions of views, millions of followers, and that's just a talent in itself to know who these people are and connect with them because these people aren't famous to me and you. You know, these people aren't names that we can just say, oh, I know who that is. You know, oh, that's Denzel Washington. Oh, that's Jaleel White. Or oh, that's Goapale or Alicia Keys or whoever the hell. You know what I'm saying? Or Tony Robbins. You know, I'm very diverse with who I watch and listen to. But like I said, this industry is deep and it's big. You know what I'm saying? And the potential of it is incredible. So the fact that he has connected with a lot of these folks who have major influences and knows how to intentionally collaborate with these folks is incredible also. And I take heed on everything he says because, like I said, as a businessman and as a company owner and as a brand owner, I want some influence too. You know, I want to learn how to magnify my brand, how people. I want people to recognize what I do, even if mainstream media doesn't. And I think that's the most important part about this influencer game is that it breaks the game wide open. Like, you don't have to know somebody for them to be somebody. And that's always been true, but it's never been more true than it is today because you don't have to know these rich, wealthy, talented folks for them to be showing their talent, for them to be famous, for them to have a lot of followers and viewers. Recently, my girl took me to a concert. And I don't know the brother who she took me to, and I still can't remember this guy's name. But one thing I could say, the concert was at the Hollywood Palladium, and his show was packed. It was sold out. And what was crazy was that I had no clue who this man was, but every single person in the audience not just knew who he was, but knew his opening acts, all them, and they knew the words to all the songs, and it was just like, wow, like, where did this guy come from, and where did he get his following? You know, and I think that we just don't take enough advantage of the internet and the social media industry and as a whole. And, you know, and I'm saying we as meaning the older cast, the older generation. I'm not that old. I'm 41 years old, but like I said, and I'm connected to a lot of youngsters and what they do, but there's still a whole industry and a whole ball of information that I am oblivious to. You know, because it just doesn't resonate with me. Maybe the music doesn't. Maybe the what they're watching doesn't. Because, like I said, some of these kids just watch other kids play video games. I don't know how the hell they do that. As a kid, I always wanted to play. I don't even want to be player 2. I want to be player 1. So to sit up there and watch motherfuckers I ain't even know that ain't even in the room play some video games is like, that shit is unbeknownst to me. But these kids that do that put these videos out there, that show people them playing Grand Theft Auto, Roblox, Fortnite. I mean, these people have a lot of views. And they have influence that come with these views. They have leverage. And the smart ones, like my boy Austin, knows how to use that leverage. And I just think that's so important for all of us to pick up on. I think it's important for all of us to understand if we're in business, if we're trying to build a brand, whether that be a business brand or a personal brand. I think it's just important to look at these youngsters and see how they're doing it. And first of all, see what they're doing. You know, because like I said, everything is in that connection. You know, everything happens with collaboration and connections. And I think that some of our missing links might be in the crap that we don't understand. I know it is for me. I know whatever it is that's missing from my business, I don't even know what it is. You know, like, we don't know what we don't know, if that makes sense. And I know that I don't know everything. I'm 100% sure that I don't know everything in regards to the business that I'm in regards to creating apparel, in regards to business management, in regards to podcasting. It's like there's so much within the businesses that I do and that I'm in that I don't know. And that's why I keep connecting with others. That's why I do these interviews with other bosses, whether they be 16-year-old bosses, whether they be 53-year-old bosses, whether they be 80-year-old bosses, because I know that success lies in the connections we create, in the collaborations that we make. So I'm always trying to gain that. So my advice to any of you, my takeaway is don't knock or underestimate what these youngsters can teach you and tell you and show you. All right? My next takeaway is
Hey, it's Christina Nicholson here from the Become a Media Maven podcast. I'm a former TV reporter and anchor, and if you're a business owner, you're going to want to check out Become a Media Maven, because I am not holding back when it comes to sharing my experience in the newsroom, what works, and what'll get you in the national spotlight. You don't need to hire a PR agency like mine. Just listen to the podcast where I share all of my secrets, and I talk to some pretty cool people too.
From Austin was that he said if he can vision it, he can do it. You know, so if he can see it, he can do it. And I think that that's so true, and that's such a common characteristics of a boss, of a true entrepreneur, of a self-made man, because it's all about visualization. When I tell people, when I get into helping folks find and create their definition of success, the first thing I tell them to do is to visualize what success means to you. What does it look like? What do you look like as a successful person? How do you talk? How do you walk? How do you treat people? How do people treat you? How do you see things? How do people see you? You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel? Like I said, visualization is powerful. And the fact that he uses visualization to kind of guide him, because if he can't see it, it's not going to happen. If he can't see the potential in working with you, he's not going to work with you. And that's what he explained. You know, we're finding brands to work with. He said, I gotta like these brands. It got to be something I can see both of us benefiting from, for me to even try to create that connection. And I respect him for that, because I feel the same way. And I think any real boss really tries to create the connections that they really appreciate. You know, I don't try to work with people I don't like. I'm just going to say that. And people that know me know that shit. Like, some people might know me as outgoing, talkative, fun, and all that. But some folks know me as an asshole who don't say shit and looks impatient all the time. And that's because I am. In some environments, man, I can be the life of the party. In other environments, man, I just want to get the fuck up out of here. I just want to take care of my business and leave. You know, so really how I feel depends on that person, that environment, that industry, or whatever that is. But I'm going to respond to it how I want to respond to it. Like I said, it doesn't matter what somebody I don't like has that I won't mess with them to get it. And I'm not going to tell you to do the same, but that's just how I roll and how it works for me. And I appreciate that. And that leads me to my next takeaway is that Austin likes being authentic. He appreciates being authentic. And we all say authenticity is important, and it is. Because one thing about being authentic in the social media industry and the influencer game and as a business person is when you're authentic, you can really be yourself. When you're bullshitting and you're flossing and you're putting on this front, you can rarely be yourself. Matter of fact, you don't even want to get caught being yourself around certain people if you put a certain image out there that isn't your consistent self. And I totally believe that working with other authentic people is the way to go for me. You know what I'm saying? And I think Austin feels the same way. That's what I got from the interview. That he only works with people that are really authentic because he's authentic. You know, and there's so many fake people out there. And I don't know about this, but there's a show that came out, and I guess it was Fake Famous. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch it. I didn't even heard of it, but a friend brought it to my attention, and he said there's a show or a documentary, a movie or something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but there was something that came out where he said there was like these three people, and they're basically gonna make them famous. And what they did was rent a bunch of, or took pictures in front of jets and in front of expensive cars and in front of certain places, and basically put on this image to build up their influence. And the sad thing is that it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really worked. Like, they really built these influencers from the ground up. And people really started sending them money. People really started hiring them. People really started promoting them. People really started sponsoring them, sending them free shit. And that's why I asked Austin, I was like, in this influencer game, where does one stop and one begin? Like, where is it okay to be, where is it okay to fake it till you make it? You know, where is it okay to not just be authentic, but put your, I'm not even going to say best self out there, but put shit out there that's not really you, but you know is going to get attention. Because there's a lot of hashtags out there that really don't represent us that we might use just to get the views. You know what I'm saying? So where's that balance line? And he says, man, if you can meet in the middle, that's great. You know, because he had to admit that shit works. You know, that flossing and fronting and being fake will sometimes get you in a position where you need to be in. So, like I said, it's really a debate between the fake it till you make it crowd and keep it real crowd. You know, I'm on the keep it real crowd, but I'm not gonna lie, I do like to showcase the things that I know will gain influence. I mean, it's real because I'm really there. Like, I got tons of pictures with tons of celebrities, and I'll post those. And I'll post those knowing that those are going to get views, those will get influence and all that. But it's really me out there. You know, I'm not just clout chasing and going up to these people like it's really me and my business and my environment and on my own terms meeting these folks. I'm not doing it just for the clout, but I will put that information out there for that clout. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's being authentic, but it's still knowing what sells. You know, so like you said, man, it's okay to meet in the middle if you have to. So that was a good takeaway. So however you want to play that is on you. If you want to fake it till you make it, that's fine. But whatever you do, be yourself. All right? Another thing. Austin's, I guess I should say his prioritizing his mental health is incredible to me. You know, first of all, at 16 years old, I didn't know a lot of things at 16. You know what I'm saying? So to listen to this young man talk, it blows my mind because he's focused on a different level than I ever was at 16. And I thought I was a hustler then. You know what I'm saying? I thought I knew the streets. I thought I knew everything. I mean, what 16-year-old doesn't think he knows everything? But, you know, I thought I knew everything. So to listen to him talk and for him to share so much, it was very appreciative to me. You know, I appreciated it because, first of all, mental health. Like, I never even said the words of mental health in the same sentence at 16. So for him to not just prioritize his mental health, but to understand it, to know how to protect it, to know how to take breaks from what he's doing, to help keep his mental health healthy, you know, to try to keep himself sane and on the right path and focus on what he should be focused on, man, I so appreciate it. And he said he's taking time off of social media. He's taking time off of creating content. He's taking time off when he needs to regroup and rethink and just re-energize so he can come back strong, so he can do the things that he does well. And I just appreciate that because, like I said, not a lot of youngsters value mental health. Not a lot of youngsters discuss mental health, prioritize mental health, practice things that are mentally healthy. You know, and like I said, 16 years old, that's when pretty much like your mental health is being the most attacked. You know, you're young, you got school, you got influences, you got television and movies and society. There's so many things trying to pull you in their direction that it's hard to be mentally healthy when you're that impressionable. So the fact that he understands what mental health is and the fact that he understands the importance of it, I truly appreciate that. And I think that's something that everybody should take away regardless of how old you are. Value and protect your mental health, man. I say that all the time, man. Value and protect your mental health, man. Set healthy boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Whatever those boundaries might be. It might be saying no. It might be putting yourself in better environments and making new friends or being around new people or different people or healthier folks. It's like whatever it takes, but set those boundaries to protect your own mental health. All right, and before I get out of here, man, let me get this one last takeaway. And, you know, I have so many. I've written so many, but I'm already past the 20-minute mark. So, last thing I'm going to leave you with is that he said, if you want it, go for it. If you want it, go for it. Now, this is a 16-year-old young man speaking. If you want it, go for it. And I just think that if he can say that, then us adults should be able to live that. You know, whatever we want, man, if we see that shit, we should be able to go out and get it. Nothing should scare us but the fear of what happens if we don't act, if we don't take action, if we don't put our best foot forward, if we don't try to go for what we really want out of life. I think that's the scariest thing. Nothing scares me more than regret. You know, I don't go out there and be scared to make a fool of myself. When I run for office, I'm not scared to say something stupid or to be outshined by somebody who has more experience in the political world than me, or more money than me, more whatever. You know, that doesn't scare me. What scares me is the fact that I might not go out there and get any of this opportunities or get any of that whatever's out there for me to get. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be money, whether that be influence, whether that be networks, whether that be whatever. Like, I'm more scared of not doing something than of doing something. And I think that's what keeps me going. You know, and it's really because, like I said, there's a lot I want out of life. Do you really want? See, a lot of people, they say they want it, but they don't really want it. So me, anything I say I want, I go out there and get. And I think this young brother understands that. Anyway, man, that's my time, man. I know I could have went on all day about the lessons that he kind of dropped in. For all of you to really take away from it, man, listen to the interview and tell me what you took from it. Because like I said, the brother's a little genius, and he has his influencer game locked down packed. And there's so many of us that could gain from it. Like I said, so many of us have businesses, brands, and just can use the skills to build our social media presence, to build our influence, and like I said, to create opportunities through social media. Anyway, man, I love y'all. I'm going to let y'all go, man. Check out that episode. Also, check out the website, lifeofaboss.net, man. I got a book coming out. Check that out. Pre-order that if you want. Episodes brought to you by Maiden Dina, so check out maidendina.com. And remember that success is a lifestyle. For real. I love y'all. Peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at HardwayHarden. Thank you. And to never forget that success is a lifestyle.